I think it's been a great experience. You know, the way we finish obviously is not on a high, so but nevertheless it shouldn't take away, you know, the great joy and fun that we had in the last 6 years. I think you know, we had very, very great times together. We also had moments that were not as great, but it's all, you know, has all been part of our journey. So generally it's difficult for me. I'm not the type of guy that looks back. I'm always looking forward. So maybe a bit difficult to realize that this is going to be the last race. But yeah, definitely, you know, it was a privilege to race for Ferrari, and I enjoyed those 6 years.
What are you going to miss most about driving Ferrari? You've had immense support from the Tifosi.
Well, it's the Tifosi, as I said, the support, and especially the guys in the garage. You know, they are so devoted to the brand, so passionate about the brand, and I'm really sorry for them, because I think they deserved more. The effort they are putting in is at least as much as I think other people and other teams are putting in. But what we were missing over the time, you know, was the quality of our work rather than the quantity.
Sebastian, we've picked out some of your moments from your time at Ferrari. The first one we're going to bring up is your first win. Came in only your second race.
Yes! Sì, ragazzi! Oh, mi senti? Mi senti? Grazie, grazie, grazie! Dai, forza Ferrari!
What are your memories from that race? And I guess it just started off so brilliantly for you.
Yeah, I mean, we had the first podium in the first race, and obviously then the first win in the second race, and we just outsmarted Mercedes. We had the slower car, but better strategy. So memories, I mean, first time hearing the German and Italian anthem on the podium was very emotional. Brought up a lot of memories from when I was a child, and yeah, we had a fantastic evening as well. After that, finished all the drinks in the hotel, literally everything, and
wow, big night.
Yeah, big night. I introduced the Italians to Jägermeister, so yeah, I would say it was a successful day.
I guess on that moment when you stood on the podium, like here, and you're in your red gear, that was the moment you dreamed of, and you'd done it in only your second race.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, especially after 14, where it was a difficult year, to come back like that, and yeah, it was a big moment.
The next moment we've got is Belgium 2018. Brilliant victory. What are your memories of that as you pass Lewis?
Well, I thought about that move a lot the night before, and I was in the same position the year before, and I was probably a bit too close, and obviously in 18 we had a little bit better engine, so I was very careful how big of a gap to choose after the start. So I got him. That worked, and after that it was a very intense race. Lewis put it on pressure the whole time, and in the end I think he gave up.
Smells danger. Grazie. Thank you. Good efforts all weekend. Well done. Getting the package ready. Well done, motoristi. Grazie.
At that stage after the race, full of hope, because, you know, I think 18 was a bit mixed midway with the, you know, when I lost the car in Germany and we lost some points, and full of hope to get back to winning and hopefully scoring more points than Lewis till the end of the year. But the second part of the season unfortunately wasn't as strong for us, and we weren't as quick as Lewis and Mercedes. But at that time we still had a lot of hope.
That moment in Parc Fermé where you jumped up and you did that kind of side kick, are those things that just happen? Like, or do you ever, not pre-plan them, but do you think about how you might celebrate?
No, they just happen. Like, I don't know. I don't know who. Sure, somebody's done it before, but yeah, it's not like a conscious thing. It just happened. So it was actually then quite funny, because first time I did that, or I did the
like Egyptian dance,
Egyptian dance from the song. Yeah, I came to China, and then they started to make all these funny stickers, and, you know, instead of a Ferrari horse, there was me doing that, and
brilliant.
It was brilliant, yeah.
Then the next moment we've got is Baku 2017.
Yeah.
I remember after that you apologised, and I think from this moment you've had a really good relationship with Lewis.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, obviously in the heat of the moment I thought, what is he doing? And I was very angry, and I just wanted to give him a sort of wake up. Surely it wasn't the right way to do it. I got penalized for it as well, and I think it's probably one of the main things that people remember from that year. You remember who won the race?
No.
See, but you remember that. So Daniel won the race, but yeah, after that I think especially the relationship with Lewis, as you mentioned, just grew, and the respect for each other. So I wouldn't do it again, obviously, but yeah.
You've just you can just tell that you guys get on now. Not to say you didn't beforehand, but there's just an understanding between you.
Absolutely, I think there's a great respect for each other. We get along, that's right. We're very different. I think we're very different views on certain things and interests, but I think there's lots of things, and over the year, more and more things that we seem to agree on. So.
The next moment is Singapore 2019. It'd been a tough year up until that point. Charlotte obviously made gains in the team, but this was your race.
Yeah, obviously on Saturday I wasn't quite as happy because I think I should have had pole, and then it was a very clever call from the crew and from a young engineer, young strategist called Ravin, who made the call, and obviously we came out in the lead. After that, went back through the field, some overtaking in that race, and yeah, obviously I think I'm not sure if it was the only 1 and 2 with Charles and me. But special to be on the podium.
Enjoy the fireworks. Here is awesome, as usual. You are the lion of Singapore. How many wins did you have? Many?
5.
5, like the car number 5.
Exactly. Grazie.
Well done.
A mixed year with some things that we should have done better and so on, but obviously nice to stand on the top step. And Singapore has always been a special race for me. I just like it.
Now this is a personal favourite of mine, Canada 2019, because I love the fact you moved the pit boards in Parc Fermé. Yeah. I know obviously the result wasn't what you wanted, but you drove that race brilliantly. You deserved that victory.
Yeah, it was on the limit. Obviously I lost the car. That was the only mistake I did, but it's a bit comical if you now know the story and the penalty, which was just a joke. But anyways, yeah, I think it was our race to have. Obviously the end of the race was then a bit dull with the penalty being outspoken. Lewis didn't have to attack anymore, but yeah, we crossed the line first, and I felt like we won the race, and we got stolen the victory. So the best way to express that was by swap the boards in Parc Fermé.
I think this moment really showed. I think often people don't get to see you, Seb, and I feel like this was just a moment of just you coming through and just being you.
Yeah, I mean, silent but violent in terms of yeah, I think I made the point clear what I thought without saying too much. So probably I'm the odd one out nowadays in a world where everybody is sharing himself or themselves regularly. But it's not because I don't care about other people. It's just that I don't share the view of sharing. I just don't see it as interesting. I mean, being here in the paddock now, I don't think this is a moment I have or should share with people outside. And I don't get the, like I'm not following anyone either, so I don't, see why there is interest maybe in what people do and your idols do, or when you're interested in sports. But I think I'm very happy to have a normal life, so probably if people were to follow me, if they could, then they would be disappointed. But yeah, it's who I am. So.